North American Canids. In other words, the dog family. They occur almost everywhere on the continent, from tundra to forests to grasslands to deserts to farmland and to urban neighborhoods. What makes them so successful and important and fascinating? Let's take a look and find out. The largest, and in some ways, the most important, is the gray wolf. The name gray wolf is somewhat misleading because they can be gray, black, cream, or white. Same species, just color variations that can occur even within a family. Prior to European settlement, the species was found in almost all of North America. Wherever there was large prey. More so than any of the other North American canids, the wolf is a true carnivore. One that hunts prey larger than itself. Hence, its success requires cooperation and teamwork. A pack may consist of a dozen or more individuals, with the size of the pack somewhat correlated with the size of their prey. Larger prey requires larger packs. Even then, bringing down such prey is not easy or guaranteed. Hence, from their first emergence from the den, wolves start practicing. Play develops coordination and stamina, hones hunting techniques, and builds social and team skills. Key ingredients to successful hunts. Earlier we said the wolf might be the most important canid, but why? Wolves are considered by ecologists to be a keystone species, defined as a species that is disproportionately critical to a healthy ecosystem. One example of this is their eradication and subsequent return to Yellowstone National Park. By the late 1920s, wolves were gone from the park. Elk and other herbivores soon exceeded the carrying capacity of the range. They overbrowsed aspen and other vegetation, especially in the riparian areas, to the point that the plants were disappearing from the park, which negatively impacted other wildlife that depended on those habitats. But the return of the wolf in 1995 has restored balance to the system. Elk numbers have declined to a level the range can support. Furthermore, the elk spend less time degrading riparian habitats due to their fear of wolves. The aspen and willows are returning, which is good for birds, beaver, and other species. And wolf-killed carrion is an important food for hungry bears emerging from their winter fast. Even the prey species benefit as the wolves disproportionately take the weak and unhealthy. There has been a cascade of positive ecological effects associated with the wolf's return. The return has had other benefits as well. Yellowstone wolves are so viewable that their presence has added millions of dollars to the local economy. But perhaps the most profound reason why wolves are so important is because they are an indicator of society's relationship to nature. If society conserves wolves and areas large enough to support them, then we should have functioning, healthy ecosystems for future generations. For this reason, ecologists also refer to wolves as an umbrella species. Protect the wolf, and other species will be protected as well. Although gray wolf populations in Canada, Alaska, and parts of the northern United States are healthy, one population is barely hanging on. Hiding in the remote and rugged mountains of the American Southwest, including the same mountains the Apache warrior Geronimo persevered in, is the Mexican wolf. This subspecies of the gray wolf is now only found in pockets of habitat in Arizona, New Mexico, and Sonora, Mexico. As of 2024, the U.S. wild population consisted of about 300 animals distributed between the two states. The situation is even more dire in Mexico, where only an estimated 50 wolves persist. As is the case with all small populations, genetics and inbreeding are concerns. On the bright side, the small U.S. population has increased for 9 straight years, providing hope for the future. From the rugged mountains of the American Southwest, we head to the swamps of the American Southeast. Home to North America's other wolf species, the red wolf, the most endangered of all the North American canids. As of September 2025, there were only about 30 individuals in the wild, primarily in 2 wildlife refuges in eastern North Carolina. As is the case with the Mexican wolf, the small wild population is supplemented by a captive breeding program that periodically releases individuals into the wild. The small red wolf was once thought by some to simply be a wolf-coyote hybrid, although it is now generally recognized as a distinct species. Which leads us to the coyote, also known as the North American jackal or the brush wolf. Historical evidence suggests that the coyote was originally limited to western deserts and rugged ravines and breaks in the Great Plains. They now range throughout almost all of the United States and much of Canada, Mexico, and even parts of Central America. How did this happen? Prior to European settlement, wolves were the top dog and were found almost everywhere in North America. The two species generally do not get along. Wolves will often chase coyotes and might even kill them, leaving the killed animals uneaten. Although only wolves know why they do this, it is speculated they perceive coyotes as competition for smaller prey, or they view coyotes as a threat to wolf pups. Throughout the canid family, there is a pecking order whereby the larger canid often displaces its smaller cousin. Scientists refer to this as intra-guild competition. Where similar-sized canids do coexist, the smaller animal needs to tread carefully. Hence, prior to European settlement, wolves kept coyotes in their place, so to speak. But once that settlement eradicated wolves, coyotes filled the void. They are well suited to the new world. For example, when they are heavily hunted, their litter sizes actually increase to make up for the higher mortality. Like all canids, they rely heavily on social communication, including howls, barks, yips, and whines. The vocal versatility helps maintain family bonds and social order. But that's not the only way they communicate. The arched back, tucked tail, and bared teeth by this coyote is telling the other to leave. They also communicate by leaving scent marks of urine and feces all over their territory. Marking and defending a territory is an important trait of all canids, as the territory has everything the family unit needs to survive. Hence, trespassers are quickly driven out. One could argue that the wily coyote is modern North America's most successful canid. Unfortunately, that has come at the expense of our next species. In the vast open grasslands of the Great Plains resides the swift fox. Prior to European settlement, the cat-sized fox occurred from Saskatchewan and Alberta down to Texas. It did so alongside the wolf, which probably reached its greatest density in the grasslands because of the millions of bison and other large prey. In fact, the diminutive fox likely benefited from its much larger cousin, as wolf-killed carrion was probably a critical winter food in the harsh plains. So the two canids got along fine. But when coyotes moved in, the swift fox's world changed. Coyotes chase and kill swift fox to a degree that they are believed responsible for the demise of some swift fox populations. Of course, Great Plains habitat alteration has also played a factor in the swift fox's demise. The small fox is now gone from much of its former range, especially the northern regions where survival was always precarious due to the long winters. Some studies have found that coyotes also displace red fox, but in other situations, the cunning red is able to coexist with a larger predator. This fox wisely gives way to the coyote. Similar to the coyote, the red fox is found in much of North America, including wilderness, forests, grasslands, and towns. By some accounts, the red fox now has the largest range of any wild carnivore on Earth. They are even found in places like Australia due to introductions by people. Their success is also due in part to their wide diet that includes nuts, fruit, and plant matter as well as meat. Another way that the foxes differ from wolves, and to a lesser extent, coyotes, is that they are typically lone hunters. In fact, their ambush hunting techniques are more similar to those of cats than to wolves. A primary prey item for foxes, as well as coyotes, are mice and voles. Their mobile ears rotate like satellite dishes to pinpoint the movements and calls of small rodents in the grass, and even under snow. A red fox can supposedly hear a mouse squeak from 100 feet away. Once detected, the canid leaps high in the air, hoping to land on the small prey. Of course, it requires soft snow. One characteristic that sets the canids apart from most mammals is that they are monogamous. And both parents actively care for the young. A helpful trait when the young are preoccupied with play and vulnerable to the world's dangers. But the play is a necessity, as it's preparing them for life. Teaching them how to stalk, pounce, fight, and work together. In far northern regions of North America, a dark variation of the red fox, known as a cross fox, is relatively more common. As with the wolf, it's not a different species, just a color variant. Where the red fox's range ends in the northern tundra regions, the Arctic or polar fox range starts. They too have color variability, but in this case, it's a seasonal phase. In winter, they are snow white, blending in with the white snow. Whereas in summer, they can be jet black. A change they go through every spring and fall. With their thick winter fur, which even covers the pads of their feet, they can withstand temperatures of -50 degrees. Another adaptable North American fox is the gray fox. They're primarily found in the forests, brushy woodlands, and desert canyons of the United States, down to the jungles of Central America. The gray fox has two notable characteristics. One, although they are widely distributed, they are rarely seen because they are one of the most nocturnal of the canids. Two, they are amazing climbers. They are able to climb trees because of their semi-retractable claws and rotating wrists. A trait that helps them escape coyotes and other predators, as well as gain better access to nuts and berries. The last two North American canid species are similar to species we've already discussed. The island fox is found only in the Channel Islands off the California coast. It is essentially a small gray fox. Another example of insular dwarfism, whereby species on islands are often smaller in size than their mainland counterparts. The last species is the kit fox, found in southwest deserts and grasslands. It is so similar to the slightly larger swift fox of the Great Plains that some have argued that it is the same species. Those are North America's 9 canid species, found throughout the continent. North American canids, one of nature's most successful groups.